This is David Dingo for Dingo servo mounts, and today I want to talk about assembling a slider signal. First thing we need to do is to take this little block and the frame like that and the two M2x6 screws. A little tricky. One and two, right, then the next thing would be to take this unit like this, and you have to put it in that way around. So slot at the top, the short side at the bottom, the long side at the bottom here. That goes together with an M2x5 screw. Screw this one up really nice and tight, because that's going to determine how the unit works. Make sure it's all the way in. There we go. Those are the two main parts. And so it's always good to check these little units because they don't seem to be 100% symmetrical. So find a way that it slides easily, and then once you have that sliding easily, put it onto the base plate in that direction, slide it all the way in, and screw that up with the M2x8 screw. Get mixed up between the M2x8 and the M1.6x8. That'll screw all the way up. Right. Now that slides nice and easily. Out the servo, so we'll need the M1.6x8 mm screw. Goes into the back of the little purple drive dog. Then take your servo, it's a 1370A servo, put on the servo tester and center it. And what we need is for that to be on facing outwards like that, and that can then be put on with the little screw that comes with the servo. Goes on like that. Okay, now we're getting ready to assemble the whole 9 yards here. Excellent. Now, one last thing, and that is this little tiny little plastic slide thing. Now this is just a protection thing. It goes in there like that. It's just to make sure that the mount doesn't jump in and out like that, which it can do sometimes if it's not 100%, and you don't want it to drop off the mount. So now we slide the servo in, and we have to, this is the tricky bit, especially when you're working through a there we go. So that's into that little piece there. And that will prevent the unit from pivoting that way. And then that gets held in with the two M1.6x4 screws. Going to the back of the servo. Little trick I discovered purely by accident when I lost one of these screws, that you can actually use the little self-tappers that come with the servo. They will actually thread into the aluminium without too much trouble if you get stuck. So that's the unit there, complete. We can stick it on the servo tester again, just to make sure that it all works. Oh, I just twisted that to death, didn't I? Didn't have that in the right place. I'm not sure why that is twisting like that, but there you go. Shouldn't do that. And that's the whole thing. Then obviously you've got the 3 little screws, them 2x3s, which will go in there to hold your actuator wire, and your 2 self-tappers to mount it to the bottom of the baseboard. And that's all there is to it. This is David Dingo for Dingo Servo Mounts, and thank you for watching.